It has been said that we can learn a lot more from our failures than from our successes. So what I'm going to do today is share a story of one of my failures with you all, and as well as some of the events that led up to it, so that if any of these underlying issues manifest themselves in your life, you can recognize it and make the proper adjustments where needed. So picture this. It's a hot summer day in July. I'm at Tompkins Square Park in New York City, about to do something I absolutely love to do, work out. Except for on this day, it's special. This time, there's something on the line. This time, I'm about to do something that I put a lot of time thinking about and a lot of training into. It's called the Barbarian Requirements. And these are a series of exercises that have to be done with very clean form, very fast. So, I'm standing there under the pull-up bar. I'm looking up at it as I gather myself. Getting ready to do my first exercise of a series of 5. I grab onto the bar, starting my first muscle up. I pull myself up and over the top of the bar. Up and over the top of the bar. I quickly go through my first 5, breeze through that, run over to the parallel bars, jump and start do my dips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I realize I'm going really fast. Actually, probably too fast because now I'm starting to get a little bit winded. So, I start to pace myself. And around about 27 or so, I realize I'm still going too fast, that my breathing is really getting heavy now. So I pause at the top just to gather myself. And all of a sudden, my left elbow involuntarily bends and I fall over to my left side. Now in the background, I'm hearing people yelling, "Don't let your feet touch the ground." And they know, as well as I know, that if my feet touch the ground, I come out of my dips, then I have forfeited my entire requirements attempt. There's a number of exercises that I have to do after my dips. I still have to do push-ups, I still have pull-ups, and I still have another set of muscle-ups to do. So here I am in this very awkward position now. All of my weight has fell down, and my hands are here, pretty much in my armpits. All of my weight is down. This is extremely, extremely uncomfortable. I'm already winded, and this takes a lot of energy to get out of this. So I push myself out. I sum everything I have, push myself out. I get about halfway up, and I fall back down. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, that was a lot of energy that I just expended to do that. So I go for it again. Halfway up, fall back down. I make a third attempt, halfway up, fall back down. At this point, I realize there's a lot of time being wasted, and I also expended a lot of energy. And then I realize I don't really have that much anymore. I try to step as long as I can, and I slide out, and I fall, and it's over. So, in analyzing some of the events that led up to this, on the surface level, the first and most obvious thing would be I had performance anxiety. And there were a number of reasons for this. One was there were people watching me. There was a big crowd of people watching me and cheering me on. That was very nerve-wracking. Second was I told all of my friends about it. So they were expecting to hear about how well I had performed. And then lastly, it was because this was a goal that I had for a very long time. And I was actually in the moment. Now, the next thing that was an issue, and it's a lot more subtle, but this took place over time as I was doing my training up to this point, was that I failed to walk that thin line between process orientation and results orientation. You see, I veered over too far to the results orientation side. I became so invested in the result that I forgot about the actual joy that I experienced in training, just for the fact of training for itself. I became so invested in trying to get the result that I developed an ego around it. And that's dangerous, because when you go too far into your ego, you will rationalize and lie to yourself just to maintain that image. So when I was training just for the fact of enjoying it, in every moment enjoying the reps while still having my goal in back of my mind, but enjoying the process of training itself, I was able to make significant progress. But when I started focusing more on the result and my ego and maintaining my self-image, I didn't make any room for mistakes. And the problem with that is when you're training at a very high level and you're pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone to new limits, you will make mistakes that are inevitable ups and downs. And I did not want to have people see my flaws. So I started doing what was easier. And I used that, I rationalized that I'm still making progress because, hey, I can do this set, I can do this set, and it's all good. But what I did was delude myself into thinking that I was making a lot more progress than I could have been, which could have led to me performing much better on that day. So my question to you in closing would be, are you focused on attaining your goals and focused on becoming the type of person that you will have to be in order to attain those goals? Or are you too invested into your own self-image? Because if it's the latter, then you might want to check your ego at the door. Thank you. That's my time.